Hi, I'm Jeff Gunn, the author of the Hidden Sounds, Discover Your Own Method on Guitar series, books 1 through 4. And today I'm very happy to be here with Canadian Musician Magazine and share a few examples from each book. In book 3 of the Hidden Sounds, Discover Your Own Method on Guitar series, it's called Exploring Percussion on the Guitar. We look at different ways on how you can actually create percussion and accompany yourself on guitar without, in the absence of a drummer, or even with a drummer. It can really create for some interesting dialogue between the two of you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our strumming hand and I'm going to form an A minor chord with my fingering hand. We use the palm of our hand and we get a sound by hitting the strings, something like this. Now I can actually hit the neck, the fretboard as well too, and give a percussive sound that is reminiscent of drum kit. Okay? Let me give you an example. And I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Okay? Now I can actually make that even more interesting by using percussion using my fingering hand, actually pushing down on the strings. And I can do something like this: 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now the anda is going to actually be played by my fingering hand. So it's going to go like this. Which sped up sounds like this. Okay? Now, we don't always have to stick in a 4/4 or a, we can actually switch things up and we can give it more of a triplet type feel rather than a straight feel. Okay? Which means that I can go hit the open strings and actually go like this. 1, triplet, 2, triplet, like that. It sounds like this. Now what I can do here is, keeping the triplet feel, is I can actually hit the fretboard on beats 2 and 4. So it's going to go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And it sounds like this. Now I can also use the side of my thumb if I wanted to. And I can actually hit percussive hits down here on the actual soundboard. And it would sound like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to share with you an example of how you can actually play these percussive techniques in a variety of different styles. The first one we're going to do is more of a hip-hop feel, and it goes like this. To our sliding DJ record scratching technique for book 2. I can also use the same percussion, but I can do it using a more of a straight rock feel, which would sound something like this. And I can also add a variation on that 1E anda feel, where we're actually using percussion using our fingering hand as well, pushing down. It would sound something like this. Kind of like that. Now I can do what I call a techno feel as well too, for those of you who are really interested in getting creative on different ways to play the guitar. And it would sound something like this. you can see the variety of different sounds that we can get just by thinking of when we're going to hit the fretboard, when we're going to hit the strings, how much pressure we apply, which fingers we use, okay? All these factors come into play. And that's something that you're definitely going to take away from the Hidden Sounds series in Book 3. In Book 3, we also look at using harmonic percussion. What I mean by that is what happens if we put our finger over the 12th fret and actually hit the harmonics. It gives you a little bit different sound than regularly just hitting the strings. So we can do that at the 12th fret, 7th, 5th. And there's two factors really in this. It's whether you're going to do a legato hit, which means a long hit, or a staccato hit, which is short. Okay? Do it one more time. That's good. Now, I'm actually going to add some percussion below to give you a sense of how we can actually use this and make it sound pretty cool. I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay? Let me just demonstrate it for you. Now we're going to try using short or staccato strikes. Okay, so you get the general idea. Now we can apply that as well at the 7th fret or the 5th fret. The other thing that we can do, the other thing is not only what we do with the strumming hand, striking the natural harmonics, but we can also strike using our fingering hand. It sounds something like this. Okay? Do the 7th fret as well, and the 5th fret. And it gives you a different sound than when we're actually striking the strings using our strumming hand. Now let me share an example of how we could actually use this in a song. Okay? And we can add some other percussion in it as well. Maybe we get something like this. You can learn these techniques and other ones to use by getting the Hidden Sounds series.